Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday on this Super Bowl. I'm your host, Kyle. With me always is Steve. Steve, what's going on, man?
We're having some technical difficulties this morning. Guys, let us know in the chat. Do I sound okay and Kyle is a little skippy? Because that's what it appears to me, and I want to make sure that's actually the case.
And that's never happened before. It is always you has the audio issues, and now I'm sounding skippy.
Yeah, you definitely still are.
That sucks.
It looks like we got Oyvind in here. It doesn't look like there's anyone else. So Oyvind, let us know. What are you hearing, my friend?
I'm trying to.
Happy Sunday to you, Plymouth Argyle, coming up in 47 minutes. So lineup should be out. Let's see what we got for that.
Yeah, hit me with lineup, and I'm gonna try to figure this
If
out.
I was you, I would just shut everything down and come back in. I will run through the lineup and we'll see what's going on here.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be back.
Adios. If you are in here in the chat, say what's up. We said hey to Oyvind. Lineups. Here we go. Diaz on the left, Jota up the middle, Chiesa on the right. Great to see Chiesa get a start. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. Across the midfield, McConnell, Endo, and Elliott. Backline, Samikas, Gomez, Kwanzaa, and Trey Neone playing right back. Probably will be more so like a right wing back, maybe invert into the center. And then Kelleher and net. So interesting lineup. Not overly strong for obvious reasons. And we have a lot of random guys on the bench. So this is without a doubt a cup lineup, a cup roster. Rio's on the bench. Curtis Jones, Darwin Nunez, and the rest of these guys are young players that some of which we have not even seen before. Isaac Mabaya, Vitslav Jaros, we've seen him. Amara Nalo, James Norris, Ranell Young, and Trent Doherty.
Ooh, a lot of names. No, tell me my audio's fixed.
It's awful.
Oh my God.
Steve sounds good, Oyvind says. Kyle, I'm sorry, buddy. It's a tough day for you. I've been there. So I know how that feels.
It's still doing it, isn't it?
Keep talking. Don't stop.
It's still doing it, isn't it? It's still sounding.
No, you sound okay now.
Really?
Don't move anything. Don't touch anything.
I'm not even. I'm barely breathing just to talk.
No, this sounds good. I mean, you're clearly not on the mic, so the audio isn't as perfect, but there is no skipping.
Okay. So I want to.
Just don't touch anything. You
All
can
right,
sit up. Just don't touch anything.
All right, I won't touch anything. We're good. I
We're good.
sound like I'm in a basement. It's okay.
Well, now you're frozen. Your video, but you're back now.
Are you kidding me?
Kyle, guys, I think Kyle needs to potentially upgrade his internet.
Dude, is it the hat? Is it the hat? I wear the hat one day.
You got a nice cut.
Thank you. I wear the hat one day and I start skipping.
Put it back on. It's for the Chiefs, ain't it?
Yeah.
Also, Super Bowl Sunday, the most televised sporting event or event in the world every year, most likely. Chiefs, Kyle's beloved Chiefs. Congratulations to you for making it to the big game.
Thank you.
Versus the Eagles. This is a tough one to call. I'll say that. I think the Eagles have more talent, but I think you guys have the pedigree, and a better coach.
No doubt.
And just more experience. So I would say the only real difference is Travis Kelce is not the player he once was. So who are you going to rely on offensively? We'll do a quick little Super Bowl chat here before we get into Liverpool. To be honest, if it wasn't for you, I would hate the Chiefs 100%. But because I love you, the Chiefs are okay in my opinion.
It's just so funny. No one hated the Chiefs 5 years ago. Everyone loved the Chiefs. Everyone hated the Patriots. And now that Tom Brady's retired, the Chiefs are the new team to hate. Everyone loves to hate a team, to bring someone down when you're at the top. It's obnoxious. And it's gotten to the point, Steve, where I'm actually kind of like, I don't even want to be good anymore. It's so obnoxious, the shit that people are making up.
Okay. Well, I've been in your shoes because, as you know, I'm a Patriots fan. Because what I do is I go with my local team. Okay. So Patriots, Red Sox, Celtics. Liverpool's obviously the exception because I don't live in England, but they are ties there. It's good to be on the perch and hated. So there will be a time where you guys will suck again. Probably not for a while because Mahomes is young. Well, youngish. What's he, 30?
He's like my age. I think he's like 29.
Okay. So you got, assuming he stays, you got at least, we'll call it 8 years, 6 years of high quality football with a team that will compete to at least make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But yeah, people hate winners. There's also this element of the referees, which I'm sure you have ways to debunk, but still, there are some serious calls that
Look,
are
you and
under a
I have talked
microscope.
about it. But the thing is, there's calls in every game, every single game. The Bills game, the first down, right? I don't want to harp on this too much because, we usually save the off topic stuff for the end of the show. But the first down call or the fourth down conversion that wasn't given looks like a first down to me. Multiple instances of refs like putting the ball in the wrong spot and all that happens all the time, bro. Every game you can point out stuff like that, but no one's paying attention to it.
Not in championship games, though.
Dude, it happens all the time. All the time.
There's people they miss calls all the time. There's no doubt. But it just seems to happen in the most crucial moments for the Chiefs. Plus, the Chiefs are under a microscope. And so are the Bills because they're both very good.
No, that's
They're
what I'm
both very
saying.
good.
They're under
One's
a
got
microscope.
the MVP and one's the best team in the league. So they're both under a microscope. But if it went the other way, there wouldn't be as big of an uproar, but there'd still be an uproar if it was the other way around. Now, at the end of the day, people around here in New England are saying, how can we make it so that both teams lose? Because nobody likes the Chiefs around here, and nobody likes the Eagles. The Eagles for obvious reasons, because their fans are the worst and because they beat us in the Super Bowl. If Tom Brady didn't drop that pass, we would have won it. But anyways, nobody likes either team around here. So like people are like, oh, how would you make it so that both teams lose? Get the game canceled somehow?
I think just football fans are stupid. I just think if you're saying, how do we make it so both teams lose?
Just like you got to get the game canceled somehow.
How about your team? How you get your team back? Go through a proper rebuild, get your team back, and then you can make sure both teams lose.
I think what's interesting about the Chiefs is there are times where like Tyreek Hill goes, Travis Kelce falls off a cliff, but you guys still find a way to get by, and that's big part because of the coaching, yes, but also you guys will go out in the market and grab somebody. Because there's a draw to win championships for guys like DeAndre Hopkins. What are some other guys you've got?
This is the last thing I'll say because I want to actually get into the topic of discussion today. But that's why you're seeing all the names linked with us. Myles Garrett's being linked with us. Micah Parsons even came out and said that if he doesn't re-sign or didn't re-sign, I don't know his contract situation, he'd be with the Chiefs. Like there's so many players that are drawn to success. I mean, that's just how it goes. How it goes. I mean, if you have an opportunity to sign for a big team or get traded to a big team like Amari Cooper to the Bills or DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs, you usually take it. And it makes a lot of sense. But we'll see how
Oivin is so anti-American football.
He's so anti-American football. He's just pissed. He's just boiling over there.
I know. He only cares about one sport, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, that's the sport we're here to talk about, bro. Liverpool taking on Plymouth Argyle today in the FA Cup after the EFL Cup victory to send them to Wembley midweek against Tottenham, which was a bloodbath. And I keep thinking about Virgil van Dijk, man. And just that baller move, just like reaching down, like partially bad sportsmanship, but also just like screw you. You know?
There's only like 3 players that I think he would do that to. Richarlison, Pickford, and probably Bernardo Silva.
Oh God, yeah.
Because he is a respectful player. But Richarlison's just the biggest clown there is. And I think, didn't he go off injured?
I don't know. I can't stand him, dude.
Well, here's what I'll say about that game. We barely even talked about it, Kyle, because to me, it was never in doubt. We were going to win that tie.
It's funny you say that because I actually kind of forgot about it. I was like, oh my God, the second leg's today.
Dude, and you know what's the craziest part for me? Thinking it was never in doubt. I thought they beat us 2-0 the first leg. And I still wasn't worried.
Really?
Yes, the whole time. And then when I put the game on, it showed the aggregate score 1-0, and I was like, well, that can't be right. And I double checked, and sure as hell, 1-0. And I was like, oh, well, we're definitely getting through easily. And then we just scrape them 4-0. They don't belong on the same pitch as us, man. I'm sorry.
Their collapse needs to be studied because they have all the talent in the world to be a good team, and they're just terrible recently.
Dude,
really bad.
What happens when you fall off? What typically changes?
When as a team?
Yeah, like what happens to the club when a team falls off? Who goes?
The manager.
Yeah, why isn't he gone? Because they're in the semifinals of the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup?
It's not about that. I think they need some continuity. They've gone through so many managers. Alexi, what's up? They've gone through so many managers. There's something to be said. Look, let's just get through this season, not get relegated, and then we'll figure out the manager situation in the summer. That's where I'm at with it. Dude. However, against Newcastle, man, in the EFL Cup final, I think that is cinema. The stage is set for something amazing.
What do you mean?
Just great football match.
Yeah, I respect them. I really do. And they got that. They had the takeover with these rich sheiks or whoever.
Yes.
But they still haven't splashed insane cash, which there's probably a reason for that, but I almost like kind of respect it a little.
I agree. I thought
you haven't gone and bought everybody.
Yep. Excuse me, guys. I'm getting over a cold. I agree. I think that they have done it respectfully. They've built a team where, yeah, they've gone out and got some big names. Like I think Sandro Tonali was a big signing, and I think Alexander Isaac might have been that other big one. To be honest, off the dome, I haven't really thought of anyone who's like, damn, that was actually a really big signing. But I think, is it Eddie Howe?
No, didn't he get sacked?
Did he get sacked? Because I might have missed that. Who's their manager now? It doesn't matter. My point is they're in a final. They have something to play for now. They're going to be up for that match. I can tell you right now. So if we're not careful, we might hand Newcastle their first trophy in 8,000 decades, which wouldn't be good on our end.
It is. No, it would not. Is it? Okay. Well, here's their next 3 league games. Check this out. City, Forest, then us.
Whew.
When is that final, by the way?
The EFL Cup final? Dude, isn't it usually like March? I feel like it's over really early. Jesus.
When is it?
Isaac was only 40 mil, I think. Not that
Carabao Cup. When the hell is it?
6th of March, Shayna says. Yeah. It's usually over pretty early.
That's what I wanted to see, because Man City, Forest, then us, then it looks like there might be a little bit of a break, and then the final. So it looks like they may play us twice in a row, unless there's like a weird FA Cup match they have in there. So their run of fixtures leading up to that final is ridiculous, which is good. Which is good. Maybe they'll get some losses in there, lose some confidence, but the final's the final. They just played in one, First United, not too long ago. I'm worried about Anthony Gordon, if I'm being honest. I think Isak's actually really good as well. So there's definitely some quality there. It's all going to be about defending. Because I know we'll score. I would guess we'll score at least 2 in that final. We're just going to have to play really well defensively.
We have to play our best football because they're in a final. Like they're gonna have no trouble getting up for that game. I'm telling you. They're gonna be on it that day, and we really need to play at the top of our game. I really think that what needs to be studied is Man City's fall off. I couldn't wait to talk about it this week, dude. I mean, they got waxed, bro.
Yeah, and then they beat Leighton Orient 2-1. I don't know what the lineups were for that, but you're talking about the Arsenal game, I'm assuming.
Yes, bro.
That actually bothered me because I wanted City to win that, and it gave Arsenal some confidence back.
I saw a headline after that, man, that said, the problem with staying humble.
I think Pep's just like at a loss for what to do.
It's about
like,
damn
what
time.
do I do? Like, they're fit.
Yeah.
They're relatively fit. Isn't De Bruyne and Haaland fit?
Dude, is their time up? Like, are the players, is that system stale?
I don't know anything about the system.
I'm just saying. Now, you don't have to know anything about the system, but you saw like how towards the end of Klopp's tenure, bro, it was almost like the players, they were just exhausted. They were like, you didn't see them getting up for the same, I don't know. But then Slot comes in, system changes, and the same team that was struggling last year is now arguably the best team in Europe. Sometimes you just need that system change or a new face at the club or something. Like, is Pep, or is it behind the scenes? I'm one who loves to think that it's that drama behind the scenes that everyone's stressing about. They're like, oh my God, we're going to end up in League 6.
Yo, seriously. All right, so as far as I can tell, they're relatively fit, maybe with the exception of Rodri and Ruben Diaz. Because De Bruyne was available, Grealish, Gundogan, these guys are on the bench. And then they started Ortega, Vardiol, John Stones, Akanji, Matthias Nunez,
Okay.
Kovacic and Silva in the midfield, Marmouche,
Oh yeah,
Savio, Holland, Foden. Like, these guys are playing.
That's a great lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, like, these guys are playing, and they got smoked.
5-1, dude.
And Arsenal started Timber, Lewis Skelly, Martinelli, who's trash, Kai Havertz, like,
Ooh, Kai Havertz.
God.
Rough.
Trossard.
I love that. I love the fact that Arsenal beat them, though. Like, I just love. See, the thing is, I'm more happy with Arsenal beating City than I would have been if City smacked Arsenal. Even though I'm not thinking about it from the table, just from like a fan's perspective. I just can't stand City, man. I'm praying on their downfall, like everyone's praying on the Chiefs' downfall. You know what I mean? It's the same energy, but I'm not blaming the refs for the downfall or for their rise or anything like that.
Well, Arsenal fans completely cry about not doing enough in the market. They just want to purchase success. They just complain that there haven't been enough purchases. But when you look at their bench, Marino, recent purchase.
Right.
Calafiori, recent purchase. Sterling, recent purchase. Nwaneri, Thierry, Jacob Kiriar, Zinchenko, Jorginho, Neto. These are all first-team caliber EPL players on their bench.
Yep.
They have depth. Stop crying.
Not to mention
just beat City 5-1. Stop crying.
Not to mention Declan Rice, who they purchased, and all the failed purchases they've had. You know what I mean? Like, what's Gabriel Jesus doing?
He's got a torn ACL.
Exactly. Well, I mean, even before that.
He's awful. Yeah, he's awful. He's terrible.
Nicola Pepe. How'd that work out for you guys?
They're disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
And so, and on that point, they're always buying people.
If they get Isak, they could win a league. If they get Isak, I think he's very, very high quality. They could win a
That's
league if they get him.
totally an Arsenal purchase too, bro. Totally an Arsenal purchase. So, but doesn't matter. So we got that EFL Cup final. Today we're taking on Plymouth. Plymouth Argyle, dude. Steve, read me off the starting lineup again.
Okay.
And I'll go over to the chat. Or even I beg to differ because I care about the Chiefs.
Kelleher in goal.
Okay.
Tsimikas, Kwanzaa. Oh, this looks different than the first lineup I saw, and it makes more sense. Tsimikas, Kwanzaa, and Endo at center back. Gomez at right back. Kelleher in net. McConnell and Trainioni in the midfield.
Okay.
Luis Diaz, Harvey Elliott, and Federico Chiesa across.
Oh, I like that.
And then Jota sitting in front of them. So I kind of like that.
I like that
But
lineup.
who knows if this is the actual setup? But these are the players that are playing at the very least. So Harvey Elliott will play in the middle, Chiesa on the right, Diaz on the left, Jota sit in front of them.
Yeah, no, dude, Gary says here the only thing that's concerning me about that lineup is Endo at center back.
Everybody loves Endo at center back.
No. I'm not saying he can't. It's just weird. It's like, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I think Endo would play center back in a pinch, not to start a game.
Well, dude, he played a few. When was it? When did he play in center back? It was like a couple weeks ago, and everybody loved it.
It was. I know. But I'm just saying. You look at it on paper, and you're like, holy crap, Endo's starting at center back. That's all I'm saying.
There's got to be a reason why.
It's probably that he doesn't want to
Connor
risk.
Bradley's not even on the bench.
So Gomez has to play right back. And that's probably why. Yeah. So it's again, it's a pinch situation. You know what I mean?
Is Trent out?
Yeah, he's definitely out.
I can't remember who's fit and who's not. It's fuck.
It's kind of good actually. We don't have that many players out, I feel like. I'm excited to see Chiesa again, man. Chiesa and Harvey Elliott cooking off each other. That'll be exciting to see.
That's all I care about. Yep. And Trainioni actually.
Oh yeah, Trainioni's been really good. I completely agree. And I think Tsimikas has a point or has an opportunity here to really make a statement today and really play well considering, Robbo has nothing this year. It's kind of crazy. He hasn't done anything.
I wouldn't go that far. He's not the same player, but he's still.
No. When I
look
say
where we are.
No. I'm not. I'm talking about statistically. I don't think he has an assist. I don't think he has a single assist.
Really?
I don't think so.
Damn, I think you're right. He's got one in the Champions League.
Okay, one in the Champions League.
And yeah, wow.
That's nuts. That's different, right? It hits different when you see it like that. You're like, damn.
That is wild. Let's see what his rating is on who scored.
I bet it's like a 6.5.
6.92. Premier League 6.66. So League Cup 6.92. Premier League 6.66. Champions League 6.62. That's average, right? Yeah. If you're above 7, you're doing pretty good. And then an 8 average is unheard of.
Now, is there an algorithm that is used to determine these player ratings, or is it all a dude just saying, I think he played this well?
No, I think there's an algorithm.
Okay, because that's the only reason I have been skeptical of player ratings. I'm just like, isn't this just a
No, it's some sort of algorithm, because think about how many players play and how many matches there are. How many guys would have to be there sweating in the computer?
Oh, dude, there's so many dudes sweating on the computer.
Nah, dude, no. No way. Not for all. Think about the thousands of players that play every day. How could you do that? How could you have a guy watch every match? You can't. You'd have to have 50,000 employees. You think Who Scored has more than 40 employees?
No, but they probably get their data from somewhere else.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm overthinking it, man. But Plymouth Argyle, tons of predictions in here, 5-0, 4-1, and it likely should be that. Okay, but this might be a trap game too, guys. I mean, you don't go into this game thinking that you're going to smoke them. You just got to play your best football. But the one thing I wanted to chat about, and the one thing that's on the thumbnail today, just so you guys don't think I'm clickbaiting everyone, is this circulating rumor that Liverpool are open to overhauling their entire attack for the most part this summer. right? The names being thrown around are Luis Diaz, with the rumors suggesting that Arne Slot has actually grown tired of Luis Diaz or frustrated with him, which doesn't make any sense because the way he started the season, I mean, statistically, he's just had a great year. Darwin Nunez, for obvious reasons, forgetting about recent performances, and holy crap, Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota, obviously injuries being the most frustrating aspect of his game when he does play. He's very productive, great player, probably the best finisher on the team, but he's guaranteed to miss 2 to 3 months every single season, if not more. Steve, this is from Sam McGuire. No idea who this guy was, but a lot Anfield Sector, a bunch of other like news outlets that just repost news on Twitter and various websites are citing him as saying that they're open to an overhaul this summer of the attack to include Darwin Nunez, Jota, and Luis Diaz. And to be honest with you, I just think that's absolutely insane to think about. Unless, I mean, there's so many other things that hold priority over that. It's kind of
Right.
crazy to think that Liverpool are thinking about a overhaul of these players in the summer when you don't have any of your major 3 players signed to contract extensions. You're in the
Right.
running
So,
for all these trophies. Like what? Who is this guy?
well, here's the thing. There's a chance that there have been rumblings of something like this, and he's kind of taken it and putting it out there. It's his job to report things. Let's hope that it's maybe not let's hope that it's true, but let's hope that he's not just guessing and throwing out garbage. At the end of the day, Alexander says here overhaul is too much. I agree. I don't think we're going to see an overhaul. It's clear that Gakpo has leapfrogged Diaz, I think, in the pecking order, at least as of late.
He's been
Now,
phenomenal. Phenomenal.
here's what I think. I don't think the club would openly leak this information, given the fact that we are fighting on all fronts for 4 trophies and the fact that we have not tied down these 3 guys for contract extensions yet. That is obviously the priority. On the other end of the coin or the token or whatever. What's that phrase? The other
Yeah,
side of the coin.
the other side of it. Yeah.
On the other hand, like Jota's not fit. Now, I don't think he's on a ridiculously high wage. I would love to keep him, but I could see that they're like open to maybe some changes, especially if you're able to bring in a guy like Anthony Gordon or Isak. I know those links have been pretty legit in my opinion. Darwin Nunez, he's still worth something. I wouldn't be surprised if they thought about moving on from him. And then Diaz is a great player, but he's also one of those players that's very unique in his style. It's work rate and it's skill.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think he can play on the left and the center, maybe even on the right. So he is versatile, but maybe he doesn't fit the system because of how much of an isolation type player he is. So that's the only reason I could think that maybe he doesn't fit the long-term vision of the club and the style that Slot wants to play with because he just demands so much time on the ball and things of that nature. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So he would love to be on an island on the left wing and carve somebody up and try to get a shot off. But none of our other players are like that. Everybody else is willing to make runs in behind and kind of do different things. And I think Diaz is more of a unique player in the sense that he is an isolation type skillful player. So maybe he doesn't fit the plans. But at the end of the day, they're all great. An overhaul, I don't think that's going to happen. I do think these are just rumors, but I don't think the club has come out and said that they want to do this. This is some guesswork on his part.
Definitely some guesswork. Definitely some reaching involved too. And I think your point about Diaz being ISO heavy definitely fits the narrative that, you know, if you look at the Brendan Rodgers to Klopp transition, there were players that Brendan Rodgers specifically brought in for his style of play that just absolutely did not fit Klopp whatsoever. And they played a full season, let him go the next summer, right? And I think we're probably going to see that because he did not, Arne Slot, bring in anybody, right? He assumed this team with the talent it had, and he's rolling with it, and he's doing a hell of a job. But there are players, right, under his management that are not going to fit the style, whether that's Diaz, whether that's Endo, whatever, whoever you guys want to argue. But I saw it in the chat here too. There's something to be said about Diaz switching over to a 9 rather than playing heavily on the wing. That can affect your game. I mean, you look at Gakpo playing this season only on the wing. I mean, he has had 2 or 3 appearances in center, but he was only a false 9, it seemed like, under Klopp. And he was not in anyone's... Dude, you hated Gakpo when he came in. I remember that. And he was not producing like he is now. He is a wing player. And so at some point, you have to talk to the player like, look, you're not fitting this style. You need to go somewhere, right? The links with Barcelona have been heavy and thick, right, for like 2 seasons now. Not to speculate on anything like that, but I think overall, if you get rid of... It's just crazy to think about, dude, because the depth that we've built in attack is the best attacking depth in the Premier League. I mean, you have all quality players, bro. Really.
Yeah, you have Federico Chiesa, who can't even sniff the bench.
It's amazing. It really is.
That tells it all. And then, but also at the end of the day, like, I think Slot really respects Diaz. I think he respects his work rate. And when you see him, let's say Gakpo or Jota are fit and they're in form, right? They're going to start on the left or whatever. Let's just assume that's the case.
Right.
He's choosing Diaz over Darwin up top. He's doing that.
I mean, that says something. You're right.
He respects him. He respects his game. So this could all be BS. But I think I would not be surprised if Diaz does want to play for Barcelona. I would not be surprised. I don't think he's one of those players that has this affinity to Liverpool like some of these other guys do.
No.
Right? Like, it's
a job to him, you know? He likes the club.
He's a South American baller.
Yeah.
And like, South Americans love Barca.
It's just how it is. I mean, so I'm looking at Sam Maguire now, the guy who made the tweet. He also said something about Diaz, saying there's also a belief that he could be a target for the Saudi League as well. That would be an interesting one. But it says Darwin Nunez and Luis Diaz are both expected to leave, while Jota could also be sold. I think of all of these players, the most likely to leave is Darwin. I think that's a fair speculation. It's just very odd to think about, man, because I've looked at this attack for the last 2 or 3 seasons, and I've just said, there's no holes in it, right? I mean, Chiesa came in to like have cover on that right side, but there is really no holes in the attack, man. You have a very good attack with good depth. And to overhaul the entire attack after a good season, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Slot strikes me as the type of guy to want perfection. In other words, whoever's playing, we don't miss a beat. Whoever is on the roster is available and fit.
Yeah.
And can at least give you a certain threshold of ability and performance. And I think with that in mind, there's 2 players to me that don't fit that criteria. And that's Darwin, because he lacks consistency. And that's Jota, because he lacks availability.
There you go. Yep.
So in my opinion, those 2 would be the most likely to go based on what I've gathered Slot cares about.
Yep.
He wants to be able to plug in anybody or look at his roster and see that everybody's available for the most part. And be able to say, okay, I can put you in or you in or you in. You're all available. You're all fit. And you'll all give me at least a certain threshold, a certain level of performance. Darwin doesn't fit that. And neither does Jota. As much as we love Jota, would we love Jota as much if Darwin was banging in goals? Because Darwin's always there. We wouldn't.
Yeah, probably
Jota's
not.
done great things for the club. But if Darwin was giving us 25 goals a season, 30 goals a season, we wouldn't care about Jota. It would just be, oh, when Jota's fit, it's nice. It's cool. Here he comes. But those 2, I think, would be maybe not my first choices to leave, but based on where I see the club going and what I think Slot really cares about, could be potentially moved on from?
For me, I'd rather sell a player that is only fit 50% of the time and get someone who maybe not be as skilled, but has a way better injury record than sell the guy that maybe doesn't fit your system, right? So, in other words, I'd rather sell Jota, right? Darwin, he's always available, right? And he does. That's just one of those things that, everyone's opinion is going to differ on. If you want to get rid of Jota versus Darwin or, whatever the case may be. But I'll tell you what, you get rid of all three of them, there's going to be a crazy summer transfer window.
It's got to be Gordon and Isak.
Or some other players that you don't even think about come in. I mean, some serious players.
Gordon, Isak, Salah. Oh my God.
Well, you say that now, but I mean, I'm still thinking about our top three of Diaz,
Gakpo.
Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah sounds way better than that. I mean, Isaac probably would make it the best version, but I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, Isak up the middle. We don't have that.
Yeah.
Because Jota's like kind of a winger, kind of a striker, but also never there. And Darwin's just Darwin. Like, it would be nice to have a striker that just like is a striker.
Yeah.
Something.
Fed by Szoboszlai.
What's that?
Fed by Szoboszlai.
Yeah. I don't know. The match is coming up in 10 minutes. We got to give these people a chance to get ready.
To get ready to go. Yeah. So with Plymouth here, Steve, you got any predictions for this? What round is this? Is this the fourth round? Fifth round? Fourth?
The fourth.
Plymouth Argyle. Jesus.
I don't even know, man. Are we home today?
That's a good question. We must be.
No, we're not.
We're not.
No,
you're right.
I mean, they're not good, obviously. 4-1.
4-1?
Maybe. Semenyo for Diaz, David for Jota. Okay.
Let's go.
Bueno. Oof.
Wait, what?
5-1. Okay.
Yeah, no, I've seen Bueno's name, and I'm just, oh no.
Good player, solid player, but
yeah, but no, he's not on Liverpool's level, dude. In my opinion, right now. I mean, I haven't seen anything that would make me think otherwise. But
no.
Mick, we'll end with this, bro. Mickham. I'm still worried about the midfield. Injury, suspensions, and possible fatigue can cost us dearly. Dude, I've never been more confident in the midfield than I am this season. It's kind of crazy.
These guys all have crazy engines.
They're just so young.
Dude, Gravenberch, McAllister,
Szoboszlai, are you serious? Jones? And now we're going to get to see McConnell and Neone today. I'm so excited to see Neone.
And Harvey. Bro. Yeah, this will be good.
Man. Steve, look, the overhaul thing just kind of popped up on my timeline this morning. And as understandable, right? Because there are going to be moves this summer as it is to talk about it. It's just something I don't want to think about when the team is rolling like they are. I feel like it's really irresponsible to think as an organization when you're doing really well, all right, who are we going to sell?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But guys, we're going to let everyone go and get ready for the match today. Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup 4th round. I'm hoping Chiesa and Harvey get goals, man. That's what I'm looking forward to. Steve, what are your closing thoughts?
Chiesa and Harvey, goals. I love that. That's where I'll end it too.
Endo header as well from a corner. That would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next week, take care.